This is He Knows the Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Listen, folks. Earl the True Spence put Kell Brook on bended knee status via 11th round TKO stoppage. We know this to be true because he used what we call the obliterator or the shredder variation of tactical aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style. See, you guys have to understand why I use the full vernaculars and why I use that totality of verbiage, because Earl the True Spence is of greatness personified that all of these words have to be intermingled or interwoven together in order for them to associate or to define Earl the Truth Spence. Let me say it again. Earl the Truth Spence is such a lethal fighter that I have to use an assortment or a variation or basically a collective association of words to put together, because I couldn't find just one word. I had to put all of these words in their variation at their most highest degree and highest order to basically give you a definition of what this guy's about. It's like Freddie Roach said, they call him the truth because there's no lies in his fist. Let me say it again. They call him the truth because there's no lies in his fist. You have to understand why Freddie Roach used that uber vernacular when he was talking or associating with Earl the Truth Spence, because he saw a special fighter. He saw a guy that hit Adrian Broner when they were sparring, and this is when AB was AB, and he basically made AB quit. He made AB bow down. He dropped him. Barry Hunter was there. And then AB needed a full reprieve. And then, yeah, he got back up. He wanted to get the get back. But that's because it was an embarrassing version of trying to get the get back. Earl the True Spence got him. Floyd Mayweather got a black eye in sparring. Earl the True Spence fired the man. And then, because he needed to save face and show why he's Floyd Mayweather and why he has a reputation, he brought him right back into the play. This is the same way when Kobe Bryant dropped 55 on Michael Jordan and said, and take that with your retirement. Earl the True Spence is the Black Mamba of boxing. People need to understand that, because he never lets up. He never buckles under the pressure. And then the thing with him is he keeps pushing. He's an energizer bunny. He keeps going and going and going. It goes back to Earl the True Spence saying, it's his turn. When I don't got nothing else, or when all else fails, I got that grit. Let me say it again. When I don't have nothing else, or when all else fails, I got that grit. What he's trying to tell you is, when your self-will and your ability to show who you are as an individual in high degree of difficulty situations, in pressurized situations, fail, mine won't. Because what it does is pressure, it showcases character. Earl the True Spence is a fighter of pressure and character personification. He's basically a merger, so to speak, of both sides of the aisle. So when he fought Kell Brook, what you saw was a guy who was under a high degree of pressure. He was being outboxed in periods of times in that fight. Kell Brook was getting the best of him. And unlike Sean Porter, in showing you an ineffective aggression style, Earl the True Spence stayed in the tactical aggression style. Then he went ahead and added technical punching placement along with the tactical aggression. And then he continued to use body snatching work because he understood the fundamentals of boxing. You keep working the body, you keep working the body, you keep working the body, and guess what? Off with the head. Let me say it again. You keep working the body, you keep working the body, you keep working the body, and then off with the head. This is what Earl the True Spence was trying to show, and he therefore showed it. So when he made the comments he made about Kell Brook, this is not just a one fighting or fighter affair. Earl the True Spence regressed Phil LoGreco into a YouTuber chef. This guy's making videos on YouTube about culinary arts and him being a chef. This is what Earl the True Spence did. He retired him into that other profession. Chris Algieri, when Earl the True Spence ran 40-yard dash from one side of the ring to the next, mind you, legendary Manny Pacquiao dropped Chris Algieri 7 times and still couldn't stop him. Earl the True Spence stopped him in a 40-yard dash from one side of the ring to the next. And where has Chris Algieri's career been since that Earl the True Spence fight? He's been a nutritionist and a chef. Notice, Earl the True Spence has retired 2 people into the line of culinary. But in this instance, Algieri just added nutritionist to it. These guys don't want no parts of being in the square circle. Earl the True Spence basically has Carlos Ocampo basically don't even knowing if he wants to continue to fight. Because Carlos Ocampo got hit with a body shot and he's still pissing amber even until today. Y'all didn't catch that. Carlos Ocampo got hit with a body liver shot that he's still pissing amber even until today. Earl the True Spence showed you that there is no friends in the hurt business. He beat up, mangled, and punished his friend Lamont Peterson. Let me say it again. He beat up, mangled, and punished his friend Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson has retired from the sport of boxing because of the beating that Earl the True Spence did. Not what Sergey Lipinets did. Sergey Lipinets basically just finished off where Earl the True Spence completely took away from Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson didn't have nothing left in that fight because of the Earl the True Spence fight. Earl the True Spence turned Mikey Garcia from top 10 to not even diction at all. This guy's been regressed to an Uber, Lyft, and hold up. Hey, taxi Tijuana cab driver fighter. This is what Earl the True Spence does. He hit Mikey Garcia with 1,200 punches everywhere. Mikey Garcia is not the same boxer, let alone human being. His brain is forever jarred. He's forever on CTE protocol. He has to go through CTE protocol before every fight. Don't take my word for it. Go do your research. Mikey Garcia also is showing you similitudes of a guy who's pissing amber. Not to the degree of a Carlos Ocampo, but he's still doing that. This is why he ran completely away from the PBC stable, and now he's in another stable of Matchroom Sports. This is the thing. When Earl the True Spence gets a hold of you and beats you down, you're no longer the same fighter. Chris Van Heeteren. This guy was a South African that was 23-1. Going somewhere. Taunting Earl the True Spence. Earl the True Spence beat this boy down, man. Beat him up. And where has he been since? He went from somebody at 23-1. This is a guy at the time when he fought Earl the True Spence, he was considered one of the top welterweights, to a nobody. Now Terence Crawford is going to be number 8 because he's a chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. And when Earl the True Spence gets a hold of him, because Earl the True Spence is in what we call the second win of his boxing career, he's going to prove to everyone that he's going to bulldoze and steamroll every opponent from here on out. He's not going to beat you at your own game. He's not playing that no more. He's going to go back to the original obliteration of tactical aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work, the levying onslaught of what? The punishment style. He's going to Hulk, smash, flatline, bulldoze, and steamroll his opponents. Because at this point, it's all about lording over the competition. This is why he is the most, or one of the most hated boxers in boxing. Because, like Richard Schaefer said, we have left the Mayweather era and we've ushered into the Spence era. Spence is special. And you guys need to understand what he brings to the table. See, fight fans don't want to see one guy lording over. They got sick and tired of that because Mayweather did it. And they didn't expect it to happen so fast after Mayweather. Well, lo and behold, Earl the True Spence is here. So when you guys sit here and listen to Earl the True Spence say that he retired Kell Brook is one of 7. Terence Crawford is next. Trust and believe that. And when Earl the True Spence retires him, you know what they're going to say? Oh, he was too light in the ass. Earl the True Spence now needs to fight Canelo Alvarez. There's always going to be another bar that's going to be set. Because when you're a man with confidence, purpose, and an abundance mindset, misery loves company, and folks are always going to try to say stuff to try to derail greatness. But what you guys are realizing is that Earl the True Spence greatness cannot be stopped. It can't be halted, man. It cannot be denied. Because when you see something that has no lies in its fist, you got no choice but to say, no pun intended, that's the truth. This is Hino's Sport, checking out.